All right, everyone. This is Alex Zachary here. Today we have got a very exciting, very interesting adventure that we're going to do today. We are going to do lighting in an arena. I'll be honest, this is my first time doing it with some of this gear, but we're going to take you along. I'm going to show you, explain how and what I'm doing, and kind of the process and maybe the madness. So it may make sense, it may work, it may not. Might be the right way, might not be, and I'm okay with open, hearing some suggestions on future stuff. But this is for a wrestling tournament that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll jump right into this, and I'll first show you the arena, and then we'll get to what I'm running. So see you a second. Okay, this is the arena. This is the Rochester Mayo Civic Center, and you can see they got the mats in, and unfortunately I have done some of the pre-work. So now that I've kind of got the space to myself, I'll show you what we're doing. We had a couple stagehands. We had Matt and we had Jason. Jason's still working on some stuff, and we're gonna still work on a lot of stuff. But Jason is camera shy, so we're not gonna feature him because he doesn't want to be. So this is the arena. It goes up there. Of course you can't really see, but it's a good sized arena. And so we have got 6 clay packies over there, Sharpies, and we got 4 of these BIs. There's one. I'm gonna move that one. So we got 4, and then we got 10 of these. I'm not gonna lie, they're like the Chinese knockoffs. So we'll see, and it'll be kind of interesting to compare side by side what these are and how they hold up and do. And then we got 16 of these wash lights, these sheds. They are sheds. Got one right here. I don't have the name off the top of my head, but anyway, I'll throw a link down below. And yeah, that's what's up. Lighting world's up here, and I'll start walking through. We'll first do power. I'll show you, kind of explain what we'll do for power, what we did, and we'll come back. All right, what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna run data. I've got Jason running power, and I'll kind of show you what I did over here in a minute when I get there. So actually, let me first show you the actual fixtures. So this is one of those BIs. This is I think it's clay packy. I don't remember, but yeah, clay packy BI. And these things are pretty slick. Used them last year. I'm gonna use these for kind of like the prism or kaleidoscope effect in here. And I've got one, like I said, in kind of each corner. And then we've got these sheds. And then we got these clay packy Sharpies. And these are 198 watt bulbs, I believe. So they're not super big, but in this arena, they fill out very nice. It's actually gonna be perfect for what I want. So we'll have 6 of these on the side, and yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be cool. I think you guys we'll do that. But right now we're just running our DMX. So you're probably wondering, how do you do that in such a big arena? So we're gonna so this building has some Ethernet. We're actually gonna convert a lot of this down Ethernet path to do this. So that'll be from the board. We'll send it through Ethernet through the walls, and it'll come out. I'll show you that in a minute. And then we'll jump it back to DMX. It's not actually physically converting, like digitally converting anything. It's just pretty much using the copper of it. And now with a lot of these clay packies, is they have the 5 and they have the 3-pin DMX. I'm just using the 3-pin DMX. That's what these sheds has, so I don't want to have to convert it a bunch of times, or like adapt it. So we'll run that, and this is our start at the end of our chain, and I'm gonna work back because we'll have to get it up to that wall at some point. So we're just jumping and going, and then I'll show you the power here in a minute too. All right, we're back. So kind of show you some of the power situation that we got going on. So we got this turtle box. Now I've heard these been called numerous things, just a breakout box, distro box, a spider box, a turtle. But anyway, so it takes pretty much 220 volts, 50 amps, and breaks it down to 120 volts at 20 amps. And so we got that, and we'll have to run our cables and whatever else out to here. So, but at least this is center-ish stage. So yeah, we'll go run those, and then we'll run these with extension cables and some jumpers and some fun stuff. So but I'll show you how that plugs in, because this building has a lot of 3-phase, and so we have I guess it's tip and sleeve. So I'm about to show you where all that goes. Okay, I'm back. So we ran that all the way down. We ran it into as what we call them here in the building, but they're like this, it's 3-phase, I think it's 60 amp tip or slip and sleeve or something. I don't know, pin and sleeve. And Kate takes it to here. I don't know how, but it breaks it down. And I take a 50 amp range plug, and then I take one of these, and then it goes to a 50 amp range, or whatever that is. I don't even know what that one is, but and then so I send that up to the turtle box or whatever. So that's our power. I'll show you more on the other side of what we're doing if you're interested, but that's the next step. All right, everyone. So this is I'll show you kind of the method to the madness on this side. So we are running. So it's coming from the light board. I don't know if this will work. I'm gonna find out later. So I took 5-pin out of the board, and those clay packies have the 3-pin and 5-pin. So running this in here, this is splitting off, and this is splitting off. So we'll see if this works. I'm gonna run this side over that way, and I'm gonna run this side off to here. So it goes into here, out. Just kind of, rinse and repeat the chain. Out, in, out, in, out, in. I'm gonna keep it going all the way down there. Now, what I'm gonna try, and I may regret this later during programming, but I'm gonna try to hit this all in one run. Now, lengthwise, we're almost there into what DMX's limits I think is. I can't remember if I thought it was 300 feet, and that's pushing it. So we're not at 300 feet, but you figure about 20-ish feet every fixture, or 15 feet each. So it starts to kind of add up pretty quick. And we have 9 on this side, or we have 18 fixtures, so times, I don't know, whatever the math is, 18 times 20, 360 feet, kind of a lot. And that's just a simple, it's not quite 20 feet each. Some of them are like 10, some of them are so. But being generous, it's kind of like we'll see where things add up or end up. And I might have to run a separate line over to that side without jumping to all these fixtures through another universe or a splitter, or I'll figure it out. But so that's what's up. Again, I'm not saying this is the right way. I'm not saying that this is the way I'm trying it. And this is what you guys get to see today, is my trial and maybe my failure, or at least my mistake. But we have time to correct those mistakes today. That's why I'm bringing you guys along, and just kind of want to show what I do on some of these, or on an event like this, how I'm approaching it. I'll be honest, if I had all the correct gear, which I don't quite yet, I'd run a node, or I'd run kind of an active splitter or something like that, but I just don't right now. So I kind of have to do the cheap and dirty methods on some of these. So bear with me on that and understand we're still growing and we have to start somewhere. So this is an opportunity to kind of start branching off into that direction. So anyway, thanks for my TED Talk, and you'll probably see me again in 2 seconds. It'll still look just the same. All right, see ya. All right, everyone. Now I'm going to show you how I program or get a basic start to some of these, to this show. Just want to kind of run you through it, and this is how I do it. It's not saying it's the right way, but first, I'm not going to show you the whole patching thing, but like you have to get your patching right. And then if I want to start with something, I can go down here to my, we'll start with our par wash, which is those 16. We will bring our dimmer up, and we'll make this let's make this yellow. Okay, I'm good with that. Now if I want to do more colors on different things, I can show you later, but I'm just going to show you how I do a basic scene. So now I'll go back to my fixtures, unclick that. Let's do our Sharpies, which are the ones on the far wall. Just go back to channels, and we'll do dimmer, shutter. So you see those over there. And then what I'll do is I'll hit color. Let's make those a deep blue. I think it's kind of more purple. I'll make them actually this blue, or maybe orange. We'll go with orange. Then I can put a gobo in them. So let's do, say, this gobo, which you can't really see right now. And then I'll do a prism. We'll do the prism. Okay, and then I do want them to rotate. So you can see they're rotating over there. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to shine them over this way so you can have a better idea. And you can see with the haze that we have that they're doing what I want them to do. Okay, but I'm gonna get them out of my eye now. So we'll send them over like that. Okay, now I'm gonna do what are called the junior beams, which are all these other beams around here. So then we'll go to channels, dimmer up. You can see they're shooting straight up. And we'll do a gobo in that as well. Not sure how well that's picking it up. We'll do this thing, but I will throw a prism on it. So prism up, and you can see now. And then again, I'll fix my position and have them kind of shooting up like that. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe that might be cooler though. Or maybe I'll put them on something like that, or I don't know. Just have them on the mat. It'd be fine. Okay, and then I got one more light. We'll do, we got the bee eyes. So you hit that, dimmer, and then we'll find a color quick for that. Shutter, and then you can see them kind of in the corners. There they are. We'll make those, say, a blue-ish. And so that'll work. And then the BIs are kind of more as a spot or wash. So you can kind of spot. I'll probably make them go wide like that. And then you can have them. That's kind of all they're good for, except for there is the other kaleidoscope effect, which is kind of like that. You kind of bounce in and out and do some cool things, but so that's kind of what they're good for or whatever. But so that's how I program a scene, and then I'll hit save. And I'll put it down here. And put it here. Name it. Put a color to it. Save. Done. That's how you do it. Now you got a cool scene like that. But now I'll take it a step further. If you want to do some pan and tilt effects, so you go up here, you click on your lines, pan tilt. Then we'll just draw a line. We'll go and hit play. Oh, but again, you have to hit fixture. So what do you want to do the movement? So I will have the BIs definitely do that. And then, yeah, you know what? I'll just have the BIs do that and call that good. So back to effects, play. And you see they'll kind of, you know. So that's how they'll do that. So then I hit save, and I can put that down here like this. Just save it, and done. And now you go to your effects, and I want that effect. Bam. The movers or the BIs will just do that. Now obviously I have other ones that are doing, I can have them all do this. They're all doing their like loop-de-loop thingies. Have them all just do, BIs are going like that. Like, that's why you label them. And then I can do my Sharpies, have them do a line if I want. You see, that's kind of cool. And go back up. So, I can have my beams do the same thing on that side. So they're all kind of crossing each other's paths and whatnot, doing some cool, fun stuff. So, yeah, anyway, that's basics of how to do effects and how to build a scene. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you soon. Okay, I kind of forgot. I want to show you guys how I do the laser, which has been freaking cool. So we'll get into that. First, I'm gonna get out of all my other scene here, and we're gonna do scene, file, save. As we'll save this quick because I actually kind of liked what I did there. So now we'll get into programming the laser. So you get out of here, go up, find our laser. There's our laser. Okay, let's program our laser. First of all, obviously we need to have our dimmer all the way up. And you can see it's there, but now we have to kind of find our pan and our tilt. So it just depends on where you want to shoot it. I might want to shoot it like that. So that's what it did when I brought it up just straight off the bat. Now what I can do is see how it's upside down. So I can rotate it so that it's right side up if I so choose to have that. Okay. Then you can do your pattern selection. And you can find your pattern. So you can start there, pattern library, and you can find what you want it to do. Like you can have it do that, do some stars. And then if you want to adjust, you can have it strobe. Just kind of cool. It's really cool with the haze. But then you can make it color change. You know, if you want it to do some fun stuff, you can have it draw or, you know, do some crazy cool effects. So, you know, like so. You can have it just automatically be a different color if you'd like. And have a color change. But you can have it scan. So if the stars kind of, that's kind of cool, you know. And then you can have it, I mean, you can just do so much stuff. Zoom, obviously that brings a point in. You gotta be careful with that because you don't want to blind anybody. So you don't want your zoom, like I can do it up here because I know it's safe to do up there, but you do not want your points like that because it's so concentrated of light. So best practice is just leave your zoom big. And then you can do your, you got your dimmer, which to me, I don't really mess with this, but it's there. But you can make, I don't know if you can see, it's the, but anyway, so that's a start on how you do it. Might take off scan mode. Actually, might leave that on, that's kind of sick. But anyway, so that's how you do it. So hit save. We'll save this as laser 29. And save. So now, bring their house lights back up for them. Now when I click on that, it'll go to there, along with all this and this and this, and whatever else. Anyway, thanks for watching. So, Rochester Mayo Civic Center, that's where I'm at, and let me know if you'd like to have me come do some lights for you at some point. Anyway, I'm gonna turn these house lights back on for everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya. All right, everyone. I'm going to show you some fun stuff that I have programmed with this light show. I'll show you maybe some steps on how I did it, some of it. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to clear out what we got going on. I'll show you some scenes that we did. So we'll do our walk-in. Oh, that's why. You gotta have your master dimmer up. And then we'll have these. I should probably go flip the power on the other side. But anyway, so then when I'm done with that, if I don't want, so then we'll take house out. And then I'll do, I kind of start with this lavender and rose. And that looks cool, you know. So that's a scene I made. We have Oreos Recital. And that's doing some cool, fun, crazy stuff. And then we got what I call the fun one. A bunch of beams, kind of some multicolors flashing down there and whatnot. And then we got Crazy Flash. So that's kind of cool. And we got mover color. We just kind of add some color into it. And then I got magenta and blue. Which isn't really magenta and blue, but you know, we got all that going on. Got the laser. And then I put, so I could frost up, put some frost in the other movers so they weren't so beamy. It's a lot going on. And then we got the hummingbird on the wall. I don't know what's going on with that, to be quite honest, but it's supposed to be a hummingbird, but there it is. And we got the national, well, here, before I show you that, I'm gonna show you, oh, I have this wash where like everybody's smile. And that's the, you know, kind of the whole wash. And then I've got this thing that I set up. So check this out. It's called the Star Spangled Banner. I think this should go. So there it is. So lights everything up. It's got the, you know, and then I have spotlights up in the tower there that will light up the flag. And then I can go back to my scenes and take out the flag outline because they will have lit that up. But that's my scenes, that's my show. All right, the event's done, and we've got our cases, and we're gonna start packing this stuff up. Some of this is mine, some of this is Northern Sun Productions, but some of this is house stuff. So I'm gonna go along and start packing stuff away. I'll leave that out, and yeah, we'll get this thing going here pretty quick. So it's been a fun event. 2026 over now. We got Matt helping us and Jason, who doesn't want to be on camera. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Roz is coming here soon and get this stuff pushed out of here in no time. So, and we're done, everyone. It's been a fun couple weeks here, and we are done. All those mats are gonna get rolled up later today or tomorrow or Monday or something, and that's it. Got the truck and trailer in here, ready to drive out. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.